today's class is going to be going over how to use the command referrals tool. So if you need to find an agent to refer a client to, this is where you can, this is where you can go to do that. You're going to log in at agent.kw.com. On the left-hand side, the symbol looks like this upside down teardrop with a person in it. This is referrals. All right, so it puts us into the referrals dashboard. And you can see here, I have 2 pending invites. These are for connecting with people for the purpose of doing future referral business. You can connect with people through this referrals section. I'll show you how you can do that. Let's check my invites. Here is an inbound invite. So this is a person that reached out to me. I'm reaching out because I'm a Bay Area native who moved to Austin, Texas 5 years ago. I think that makes me an ideal relocation partner. Okay, cool. I will accept. And a lot of people ask me, why would I accept or reject an inbound invite? I honestly don't see any downside to accepting someone. What if, you know, you're the one person that accepted their invite in that area and they're looking for someone in their area or in, I'm sorry, where you live to refer an agent to, and they look in their database here in the referral section and they see you. Well, then they might reach out to you first to give you that referral. So no harm in accepting anyone who you don't know who sends you an invite. All right, you can see here I have a pending outbound invite. So this might mean a person just, they don't check their pending invitation. So he hasn't accepted mine yet. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard. Here are pending referrals. So this would be inbound or outbound. So if I've sent them out, if they've been sent to me and I don't have any, but I could click that and I could see any that were sent or received. Here is for received referrals where you can manage those from. It really takes you to the same spot, my referrals. And then sent. So if you click this button for pending referrals, it's going to take you to the same page that this button and this button will, which is right here also, my referrals. So my referrals is where you can track any that have been sent to you or ones that you have sent to someone else. And what I mean by that is that there is a way to kind of move them along in the process here. Let's say someone sends you a referral through this tool. You can update that received referral here with statuses, and the other person who sent it to you will also be able to see that, those status changes on their sent referrals. So the person who is receiving the client, they can update the notes here. They can update the status. So active, funded, lost, expired, rejected, all. So you can kind of see what's happening with your client if the person is updating here in this section. I don't have an example to show you here because I don't have any referrals. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. Okay, here you can see everyone in my referral network. When you do add someone to your referral network and they accept, or someone adds you and you accept, they're going to show up on this list for you. And here now you have the option to send them a referral. You can also add tags to these. And these would be custom tags that, you know, you create. Okay. The other 2 buttons on the top are map and my network. My referral network is 104 people. It's shown on this page, but if I click my network, I mean, basically it's going to show the same thing. We're on the same page here. Okay. And track referrals is going to take you to that My Referrals section again. So a lot of these buttons are going to take you to the same place. There's some overlap with these buttons. Grow My Network and Map are also going to take you to the same place. So I'm going to click Grow My Network and see how now we're on the map section at the top. Grow My Network is to either do just that, so adding people to your referral network, or if you actually have a referral to send and you need to find an agent. This is where you're going to go first, Map or Grow My Network. You can search for the city or area here. So let's just pretend that we're searching in Austin, Texas. Okay. Right now we are filtering for agent production right here, but you can search for other things like market centers or people already in your network. We'll get to referral patterns. Agent production. Sorry guys, hold on just 1 second here. Okay, so we're searching for agent production here. This represents agent transactions, Keller Williams agent transactions. So when you zoom in on this map, I'm just going to double click to start zooming. And you can also use the zoom tool here. These are going to turn into dots. So now I see these dots right here. And if my client is looking in this neighborhood here, I'm going to want to look at these agents. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Again, these dots now represent agent transactions for the last 12 months in this area for KW agents only. Sometimes when you hover over one dot and you see multiple dots highlight in red, like now you see 3 are in red here, that means it was a single agent that did these 3 deals or however many are then highlighting, which you can assume, okay, maybe they farm this area. Ooh, that person farms West Campus, okay. And when you click one of those red dots, all of them are going to be highlighted in red that that person transacted. And on the right-hand side, they'll be selected. So she's showing in red on the right. I can click this arrow and I can see information about this person, her team, her contact information, her stats for the last 12 months. So her units closed, listings, buy sides, sales volume, average deal size. So kind of cool that I can see that. Also, if you click the name, it's going to open up to her command profile. So here is her bio and her command profile. Okay. If you would like to connect with this person for future business, you can click this person with the plus, send them an invitation to connect, and you can type a personalized message here. Click send invitation. If you want to just send them the referral, you can click this button here, whether it's a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, referral fee percent, what's the acceptance deadline. I would actually put the highest because sometimes people don't check this every day. You want to give them a chance to accept. It's more than 24 hours. I also will always recommend giving the agent a call if you send the referral via this tool. Hey, Barbara, I sent you a referral through the KW referrals tool and command. I wanted to touch base with you and chat with you about my client. You always recommend giving a phone call as well so they know to come here and check this and accept. Though they should get a notification in command on the bell symbol, and they should get an email notification as well. Price minimum, maximum, notes. And here you can select the person from your database So you don't have to type in their info, or you can type in their info. Create new contact, and then just type it in. That is how you can connect with someone and send them a referral. Now I want to go back to this search here. You can also search by market centers, so offices in the area. I might need to zoom out. All right, now here is the office that's in the map view I'm looking at, and over 1,000 agents in that office. You can sort this list of agents in a number of ways. First name, the letters, so you can do A to Z or Z to A, last name, same. Closed units, listings sold, buy sides, leases. You can also utilize these filters. If you want to select an agent who is KW Maps Mastery, luxury, commercial, land, KW young professionals, or expansion. If you want them to have a minimum number of closed units, listings sold, buy sides, or leases, and then apply those filters. You can use those tools to find someone who you think will be the best for your client. You can also look for people who, if you have built a very large network of people you're already connected to, you can see who is in your network, who's in that area. It looks like I've got 2. Okay, so then if I have someone in the Austin area, I'm going to call one of these 2 first because they've already connected with me. Maybe that's what you want to do. Okay. And then lastly, on this list, we have referral patterns. This part of our tool tracks KW agent to agent referrals. If I want to see how many referrals are going out from my area, I can come here to referral patterns, type in my city here, or if your location services are on like mine are, it'll automatically grab your city. And I can see what percent of referrals are going where, sorted by highest number of referrals sent. So we're sending the highest number to Burlingame at 4%, and Oakland at 4%, Austin at 3%, Roseville 2%, Fresno 2%, San Diego 2%, Bellevue, Washington 1%, Folsom 1%, Boise, Idaho 1%, all right, and so on. So these are sort of can be assumed migration patterns, but not really. This, I would say, is a good guide to, okay, we have 4% referrals going to Burlingame. I should connect with some Burlingame agents. Make sure that in case I get a referral for there, I have people, you know, that I can refer them to. You can also use this toggle. So I'm going to click received now, and we can see where we are receiving referrals from in San Francisco. Who is sending referrals to us in San Francisco? It looks like Burlingame at 3%, San Diego 3%, Danville 3%, Chicago 2%, Mission Viejo 2%, and so on. I want to pay attention to connect with people in these places so that if they then have a referral for my area and they see who they're already connected with, maybe they're going to prioritize sending to me because I went out and invited them to connect. So again, these aren't really migration patterns, just within KW, agent to agent referral patterns. This is a good guide as to, again, who you want to connect with, where you want to be looking for people to connect with for the purpose of doing future referral business, right? Again, right now I'm looking at where referrals are coming from, other KW agents to my area. and then where typically we are referring out to. So that's kind of cool, referral patterns. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat. I'm gonna check the chat.
So I don't have any questions on this, but once anybody else asks their questions, I do have a sort of related question for you.
All right. If nobody has any other questions, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And thanks for your time. This is one of our shorter workshops. So again, it's not going to take up the full hour. That is the entire referral tool. Yeah. And go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, yeah. So earlier on, you said you weren't really going to be going over the process or the forms. So yeah, I'm interested in possibly going forward with a referral with someone, right here. So again, if you could direct me to who I would ask. So you said the zip form is, the referral form is in zip form, so great. But then the process, so, I find the form, I fill it out, I send it to the client who I'm thinking of referring, then you send it to the referral. I'm just curious how all those steps work. And then also, is the fee standard at 25%, or like everything else in our business, it's negotiable?
It's negotiable.
Okay.
The fee is negotiable.
Yeah. I figured that, but and then literally, like, I want to go do this. What are the actual, for a person and then an agent, and then who on our team, who do I then send that form to?
If you are the referring broker,
who would walk us through that?
Your broker. So for you, it's going to be Blanca. And honestly, I had one, and I had her go over it, and I took a stab at filling it out, and then you have to DocuSign it to her first, and then you give it to the agent you're referring to.
Does the client, though, so say I have client Debbie here in Sonoma, and then I want to refer her to agent, Danny. And so does the client have to agree that they're going to use the agent that you're referring, or I'm just not clear on that middle ground?
I don't know if I'm the best person to ask about this, but I didn't ask Blanca about that. But basically, so, if they don't end up working with that person, then the referral form is, I think, essentially voided, because if the client, so here's my situation.
Okay.
My dad wasn't happy with his agent. He didn't have a listing agreement signed, and he asked me who I could refer him to. So I talked to the agents about the client to see if it might be a good fit for them, and if they wanted to take that on.
Right.
You don't want to send over your client's info before you have the agreement signed. And also, you would send the agreement with your client's info on it. That is a field on the agreement. I'm trying to find the referral agreement in my downloads.
Right. You it was your dad, so you knew he had asked you to do this for him. So the person that I'm thinking of is just, a friend of a friend, and I know she's going to be looking soon. So I wanted to, ask her if she might be interested in me referring an agent. But I guess you don't get the agreement for sure. I mean, she obviously
You're not
could
going to get,
choose.
yes, you're not going to get the agreement for sure until your client actually talks to them. And you want to get, again, you want to get the referral agreement signed before they talk to them.
Right.
Because you don't want them to cut you out of the deal.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I'm dealing with it with another referral as well. And it's a client I'm referring to another KW agent, and I called the agent and I talked to the agent and we agreed upon a referral fee. And I talked to the client and I said, how would you feel about me referring this? And, you know, I've known this person for this long. I know they specialize in the area that you're looking in. But again, ultimately they haven't started working together yet. And I don't know if for sure they're going to move forward. If they don't end up moving forward, then the agreement, basically, whatever. If the client wants to go with another agent, I could still get a referral fee from that other agent that they decide to go with.
Got it. So they would, you know, in that case scenario, you would hope that they would say, no, we don't want to go with who you referred, but we might like to go with, you know, Mrs. Y. And then you would try to do the same thing with Mrs. Y up front before your clients, you know, quote unquote, contacted Mrs. Y, because then you're out of it.
Yeah. And if it's the case where, you know, you didn't get the referral agreement signed, like I have a client that I referred to somebody a while ago, but they didn't end up listing with them, but they might still in the future. And they didn't really realize that there was like paperwork and that they should tell me if they ended up going forward or not. They didn't realize that. So then we had a conversation like, actually, I would get a little bit of that commission for referring you to them. And so please let me know if you do move forward, because then I will have them sign that agreement. And the thing is, like, the agent should want to do that, the agent you're referring to, because listen, if your client, their client, I mean, I know that these friends would be very upset if the agent turned around and did not give me a commission for referring them.
Got it.
So they're not going to want. You want to make it a win-win for everyone, but there are agents, you know, you do need to watch out for. So you do want to have the agreements in place and signed. I'm sorry, I can't find it in my downloads right now to pull it up.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I just kind of needed to know a little bit of the ins and outs and the steps, like what comes first.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Referral fee agreement. This is for the recipient broker, so that's actually not the one you're looking for. You're looking for the, actually, so these are the same form. These are just pre-filled out. So it's the same form, referral fee agreement. So referring broker, this is where you want to fill out our information. Referring agent, your name, your phone number, email. Agreement. So this is where you put the percent of the total gross compensation earned by recipient broker. Or
and
a
it's
certain dollar
usually
amount.
25%.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also, so it's there is a time stipulation here for 12 months. If you want that to be longer, you can make it longer from the date of this agreement. Also, you can add a stipulation. So if you think that if it's a seller and you think they might also buy with that agent, you can also put a stipulation that if they buy, check that box off within 12 months, 24 months. And then the date.
Got it.
And I for the one for my father, he did like the agent. He might list with her. I am hoping that he buys with her too to reinvest. So I did select this.
Got it. Yeah. So it's only once the person who you're referring to, that agent, is ready, then you provide the name to the agent, or the client would do that themselves when they reach out? Oh, I'm so-and-so.
Here's
I'm
the
Danny's
client or
dad.
customer name. Here's the client or customer name. So you can provide it on this agreement, and or I texted, the information.
But I thought you said it's best not to give out the client name until it's agreed upon.
Right, after it's agreed upon.
So you would do this first and then put in the client or customer name after they signed it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like a one step, two step, Charleston. Got it.
I mean, if it's a person that you like really already and you trust, you can give the client info before.
Right.
If you don't know the agent, I mean, I would just get this signed. It's a good policy to get this signed, but after you even docu-sign this, then they've got the client info. So
right. So but you want to get it signed before, just because if it's not like someone who I'm super close with, they might just forget.
Yeah, okay. I've only referred to people that I've known for a number of years. So that's a little different. But if there's you always want to get this signed as just this is what should be signed. So,
and then who do we send this to at Keller Williams? Who's the keeper of the referral? Because I know we get all those emails where people didn't have a referral agreement, and there's like all this money sitting at the office, and we see these notes in email. Oh, whoever is part of blah, blah.
Right. Okay. So we don't go through all of these referral forms to see who the checks are for. It's just it's just a lot of work for us, and the person who gets the check is not the person who checks these forms. So Blanca signs this for you, and she usually will save a copy. If you have word from the agent who's you're referring out to that, hey, it closed, that's when you want to just let our MCA know, hey, I'm receiving your referral check. It's coming from this area. It should be for about this much. Because what happens, Sharon, is that they'll actually send the check with like no reference to the agents on either side of the deal. And it'll just be like from a title company. It'll say the closing address, and then that's it.
Oh boy. Yeah, because I see those emails all the time, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder how this works. They don't know who gets that money.
Yeah, it's like a really disorganized thing, because that they send those checks with no reference on them many times. What I look for to match them up is the area that the referral is, like wherever the person bought. So like Pasadena, and I'll know about how much the check is for.
Got it. Who's our MCA, by the way?
Tara.
Oh, that's Tara Duvall. Yeah,
yes.
I wasn't sure.
Tara Duvall. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for the one-on-one. I appreciate it. And
you're welcome.